Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. John Richards here. In this video, we're going to talk about what is a 12-week year. I know I've done a lot of videos on this, but it's such an important concept. It's based on a great book that I've read by Brian Moran called The 12-Week Year. And I also have a mentor, Darren Hardy, who's the same kind of cycle. He does it in 12-week periods, and he allows himself 4 weeks off per year. So each 12 weeks is a standalone. So what you want to do with a 12-week year is you want to focus on, okay, so let's say your goal for the year is 100 grand. I want to make 100 grand. Okay, so during this 12 weeks, I need to make 25,000. Okay, and then what I do is I identify 3 goals that I'm going to focus on during that 12 weeks. Now, one of those goals is what I consider my one thing, or is however I call it, your mission, or your lead domino. You want to make sure one of them is more important than the others. If I accomplish this, it'll make the others easier or even unnecessary. A life-changing goal. And then you have a second goal. So if I earn the right to do the second goal, this is that goal. And then a third goal is whatever that goal is. I have 3 goals that I focus on during a 12-week period. And during that 12 weeks, that's all I focus on. I don't allow myself outside distractions. I go into something called monk mode. So for 12 weeks, I'm really focused on those 3 goals. Then after that 12 weeks, I allow myself a week off, relaxation. I'm probably still working a little bit, but not as focused as I would be, during the 12 weeks. 12 weeks is something that's considered success in compressed time. You can create a life-changing result during 12 weeks. That's why most bodybuilders, when you think about it, they focus for 12 weeks, sometimes 16, but 12 weeks. So you want to focus on a quarter at a time, or what I do is 12 weeks. And what I do is I identify my 3 goals based on what my 1-year goals are. Okay, so if I want to make 100 grand, then this quarter or this 12 weeks, I'm going to focus on making 25,000. Okay, so I have my outcome goal. Okay, for my mission or my one thing. Then I also have my outcome goal for my second goal. And then I have my outcome goal for my third goal. Okay, then I identify 1 to 3 habits or actions, or what I call process goals, to get you to that goal. So when I think of $25,000, I have to identify what's the habit, what's the one habit. If I was to do that habit consistently for the 12 weeks, would make everything else easier or unnecessary, I would hit that goal. And then what I do is I schedule that in my calendar for the entire 12 weeks as a recurring appointment. I usually try to do things at the same time, which creates routine and habit better. Okay, then I identify, if I earned the right to do a second thing toward that goal, what would that be? Which would make everything else easier or unnecessary. It's called a focusing question. You want to make sure you don't do just a bunch of activities. A lot of people, they'll do a bunch of activities, but they've never really sit down and thought about the priority order of those activities, or those activities won't really make any kind of result happen. So when you think about what I need to do, you got to focus on it in a priority order. So what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it will make everything else after that easier or unnecessary? That's process number 1, or my lead domino. Some people call it a keystone habit. Okay? Then if I earn a right to do a second thing, that would make everything else easier and necessary, what would that be? And that's my second process goal. And then I also identify a third one. I try to identify 3 process goals per outcome goal. There's something called channel capacity. Your mind can only hold 3 things at a time. So you don't want 5, 10, 15 things that you're going to do toward that one goal. It makes it too complicated. But if you've identified the 3 top priorities toward that goal, and you schedule them at a reoccurring appointment for the entire 12 weeks, you will have success because you've created leverage for yourself. You're going to have something called a compound effect. You'll hit momentum during that 12 weeks. A lot of people say, well, John, why can't I do it in 4 weeks? Like I did a program one time, and it took 4 weeks to hit momentum. Well, I wanted people to continue to do it for 12 weeks. They couldn't understand that. I said, you've hit momentum. Now, if you can put your pedal, your foot down and pedal to the metal all the way for the entire 12 weeks, you will have generated a life-changing amount of money. A lot of people want to stop as soon as they hit, oh man, I've generated some money, it's time for a time off. You don't want to do that. So if you focus for 12 weeks, it'll change your life. Just like in weight loss, okay? One of my goals is weight loss. So my keystone habit, my one priority that I have to make sure I do is don't eat or drink above 2,240 calories per day, 7 days per week. And out of that, I always make sure I get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And then I live the Live Hard program, which you can look that up by Andy Frisella. So that's my workout. So I know if I eat 2,240 calories and make sure that I'm eating enough protein, which is a gram per pound of body weight, which comes out of the 2,240 calories, which is my lead domino or my keystone habit, okay? And then I eat and I do the proper workouts, I'll hit my outcome goal. It's inevitable, okay? Same thing with business, same thing with relationships, same thing with finances. You need to identify 1 to 3 activities, which is your process to hit the goal, or they'll build into a habit by the time you end 12 weeks, and it'll become extremely simple. So you want to make sure you have 3 goals, and you want to make sure you create rules around that goals. Like one of my rules, I get up at 4 a.m. 7 days per week, okay? I make sure that I do 4 hours worth of what's called deep work. You can also look that up. That's some of my rules. Some of my do not do's, or, there's many that you can have. I usually have 3 rules and then 3 do not do's during that period. And this may be a little confusing, so I'll probably do another video on how I actually do monk mode. But you can accomplish more in 12 weeks if you just focus 12 weeks at a time. I'm not a believer in New Year's resolutions. I don't know if you're a gym member, but if you're a gym member, you'll go to the gym in January, all right? And the gyms are packed. People are, they're focused on their New Year's resolutions. By February, the 1st of March, those gyms are dead again. Why is that? Because they haven't given themselves enough time to hit the goals that they set out to do. So if they go into it, okay, I'm going to go 90 days or 12 weeks and really focus, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, whatever it is. Here's my process that I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the gym 4 days or 5 days or 6 days or whatever it is. Have it very documented. You want to be very specific, what they call a clear goal on your daily activity, and you want to have that scheduled. I go to the gym every day at the same time, okay? I eat my meals at the same time all day. All my meals are the same except for dinner because I want to make it really simple, no friction. So whatever you do, you want to identify 3 process goals, and not just any process goals. I can't stress this enough. Those process goals have to be the highest priority, the highest leverage, okay? I focus on 3 important things every day, and one of those is always a must. But I'm always doing the 3 process goals. So when you think about 3 goals during a 12-week period, I'm only really focused on 9 things. And I make sure I stay extremely consistent with those. Now, here's the key part of that. You want to make sure those process goals are something you can do on your worst day. Because if you can do them on your worst day, when you're having a tough day, you can still get it done. Because the worst thing you can do is not do the activity. Because anything you do today will affect you either positively or negatively in the next 90 days. Whatever you're experiencing right now happened 90 days ago. It's called the 90-day rule. So that's why the 12 weeks is so important. I can't stress this enough. So make sure you have 1, 2, or 3 goals. You can focus on 1 goal. Man, I'm going to hit this goal in the next 12 weeks. And that's all you focus on. There's a lot of people that do that. And then you're going to have 1, 2, or 3 activities. You could just have the keystone habit. What's the one thing, if I was to do that, such that by doing everything else becomes easier and necessary? One of the things I do, because like right now I'm working on an AI program, all right? So I block out 90 minutes, 5 days per week to work on that, okay? That's not specific. But the night before, what I do is I'll identify the activities that I'm going to do during the 90 minutes. But the activity or the process goal that I'm doing, the keystone habit, is I basically focus for 90 minutes, 5 days per week on AI. Okay, then the night before, I do something called process planning. So I plan what I'm going to do during that 90 minutes. It's called a jam session. So you can actually identify, okay, I'm going to work on this 1 hour a day, 6 days a week. But don't just wake up and say, well, we got an hour, I got to work on this. What am I going to do? The night before, it's called Organizing Tomorrow Today, actually figure out what you're going to do during that hour. Okay, so let's say you're going to do a training module or something. Okay, so the training module takes 30 minutes. Okay, what I would do is I would let it be 45 minutes because I like to add a little fluff. Okay, now you have 15 minutes left. And maybe you can identify something you can do in 15 minutes, or that day you just end with 45 minutes. I guarantee you, if you stay consistent with this, you will have what's called a compound effect. And this will affect the other goals. So once you've identified your mission, your one thing, the other goals will happen as a byproduct of you being so focused on the one thing. It's just the way it works. You need to read The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod, which is an incredible book. And he talks about that very thing, where he had a goal and it was his mission, but all the other goals fell to the same time because he was so focused on the one goal that he became really productive with everything else. Hopefully this makes sense to you. I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be coming back with a lot of great videos. I've read a lot of great books, been through a lot of great trainings, had some great mentors over the last couple years that I've been not putting up videos, but I will put up videos very consistently now. Hope you like this one. Talk to you soon.